Yo, look, check this out though. So check me out though. Not only is my life path number 7, but the pinnacle of this year for me is also 7, as in 777. The number of perfection, the number of jackpot. You know what I'm saying? You won the lottery type shit. So when God said drop your hooks and become fishers of men, nobody really knew that I was the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper in the stars, the same one where they point to the constellations and then they connect the dots. So just like the Grim Reaper, I had dropped my hook as most people fell from grace and then carried those up because I was a fisher of men. I became a servant of other people. Just like how I used to be a servant for marriages and weddings, you know, and parties and stuff like that. I became a servant for my people. Just like I help people get to certain destinations or advice or anything like that. So by me dropping my hook, I carried them back to heaven, which is 777, just like they say, 7th heaven. So realistically, it's not only about finding your numbers, but it's about also knowing your purpose, knowing your soul contract. Because since the age of 4, I already knew that I had died and I was born again. I already knew that I was resurrected and reincarnated. It's something that nobody had to teach me anything. A lot of the stuff that I know, the reason why I'm so spiritual right now is because nobody taught me anything until I got to a certain age in my life where I needed to know more than what I already knew. So realistically, I carried that energy, that spirit, that memory from me being a child, from all the dreams I had of the pyramids or the dreams I had when I was, you know, living another life and things like that. And I carried it with me, my physical body. I carried that light, just like our body is the light bearer, just like they call the devil, the light bearer. The devil is your physical body. By this world being the lowest actual realm, the realm where we have to eat on our stomachs to stay alive, even though we are trying to resonate from this area and above, you know, it's still the lowest form of human existence, the lowest form of spiritual existence. So right now, we are living in the belly of the beast because we are living in the bellies of ourselves. We are the beast. You know what I'm saying? We are everything. We are God. We are Titans. We are all these types of different names and nationalities to, you know, idealize and label and, you know, define something. We are everything because everything is us. So I just wanted to say that for y'all because that's what I deal with. I deal with the number 7, the Big Dipper, the Grim Reaper, the drop your hook and carry people to heaven. So it's so many different things. There's so many different ways to actually reach the state of nirvana, reach the state of Zion. And it's all about not only how to get there, but if you actually had to go back, then you have to know how to get back there with other people. What's the point of going to heaven if you're by yourself? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of making it if you're not able to take somebody else with you so they can also experience it and feel it? That's why when it comes to people who live in all these low vibrations and live in all these, you know, low poverty type stages and shit like that, when they claim that we are raising the energy frequency and vibration of this planet, that's because we already live in heaven. We already on that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dimensional type shit because this physical world is 3rd dimensional. That's why you can look this way, that way, up and down, but you can't look behind yourself and you cannot look inside of yourself. But when you reach a different level, which is why another reason why they say when you look into the sun, you cannot see God, because it's not what you see with your 2 eyes, it's really what you see from the inside out. So, you know, you can see somebody's energy by feeling their energy. Feeling is another form of sight. Touching is another form of sight. Licking, tasting is another form of sight. It is your senses, but really it is your sight. It is you knowing that the light that traveled inside of that darkness was still able to be seen, still able to be shining from the dark, because it is a form of perception. So if you were an alien and you were trying to communicate with a human, you know that you might be able to speak in tongue, you might be able to speak in different languages, but realistically you would use numbers, you would use symbols, you would use dreams, you would use every single thing that we are able to utilize with our senses on this planet. But we will have to be able to grow into an actual tree or grow into, you know, something that is way more powerful, something that is surpassing what we've already been through. And So when we reach that stage of Zion, that stage of Nirvana, that stage of heaven on earth from inside of ourselves, we know that anywhere that we go is a sacred ground. We know that the kingdom is wherever we roam, and anyone that is in our environment, anyone that is hanging around us in our energy bubble is going to raise up in frequency. Otherwise, they will have to deal with blockages and deal with insecurities and deal with the reasons why you're different from this person. And then not only that, but a lot of people will try to take you off that high horse that you have, because they're looking at you like, we're both from the same environment. We're both living in, the same types of bodies. But realistically, when you pass away, nothing can be taken away from you, but everything can be taken away from me. So they will try to bring you back down onto their level by bringing up something that is a physical, something that you don't really give a fuck about, but they give a fuck about it because they want to bring your energy down to be like, yeah, we're still on the same level here. But realistically, it is you that is supposed to be hiring up. That's why I say I don't really want to be with a woman that, is not really on my level. I love a woman who is surpassed me, a woman who is more powerful than me, because I feel that behind every great man is a greater woman. You know what I'm saying? And also behind a great woman is a greater man, because it takes a real man to stand behind a woman, especially nowadays with so many women going and doing so many spiritual things, so many sexual things, so many non-irrelevant things. But realistically, a man or a woman, a man, however your preference is still going to follow that person, especially if they are leading them to somewhere righteous, somewhere divine. Unless they're throwing you off a cliff and just saying, okay, well, sometimes people need to be thrown off a cliff. Like me, I'm an eagle. I'm a phoenix, rising from my own ashes. Just like a baby, when you take a baby eagle, they actually get kicked out of the nest when they are babies. So if they fall to the ground, they just die. It wasn't their time. But if they're able to fly, then they're able to rise. So right now we are rising. We are in that state of rising up and reaching that state of nirvana, that state of Zion, and not just reaching it, but breathing it. Not just breathing it, but being able to bring it wherever we go. It's just like gold. You know what I'm saying? It's just like gold. If you have a heart full of gold, it can never be broke. You know what I'm saying? If you have that X factor inside of yourself, then nothing can ever be taken away from you. Nothing can ever be limitation to you, because you will look at everything as if it was something that you have to conquer. You will look at things like it's fun. You know what I'm saying? It's like a picture may be worth 1,000 words, yet I am the man that will put it to the test, because I look at it as a challenge rather than an obstacle that I have to actually get over. I look at it as something that is fun to actually do, because I know that I am so creative, and yet I'm able to destroy that image, because to create something you have to destroy something. So I'm able to break that down, decode it like Neo in the Matrix, and then recode it in my image, just like God recoded the whole entire system of us being on this planet. Let's make man in our image, not let's make man in my image. Our image as in our solar system, our as in many people. Like Legion, we are many, not just one being or one person. We are all one when we put ourselves together, but it's ourselves that we are actually together with. It is ourselves, our cells in our body that is putting all of that together. So it's so many different ways to be on that. And right now I'm at the waterfall. I'm just chilling. I'm just relaxing. And basically where it kind of all started on certain levels as well. So Bashe, have a beautiful day.